happen to remember a show named the Ren and Stimpy Show? If you have, then I'm pretty sure that you might be familiar with the Ren and Stimpy Show on the NES. I mean, I find it kind of hard to believe. I mean, let's take a look at Ren and Stimpy. It's about a cat and some sort of chihuahua, you know, making up some random bull crap. Like, okay, so a bunch of random bull crap, which is pretty damn funny. So I was thinking, how will you transform that into a game? Well, let's find out.
As the game begins, the opening comes out, and by God, just looking at the picture of Ren and Stimpy just makes me want to hurl. As soon after that, Ren comes out with the credits, and wait a minute, credits? I mean, I've seen movies that show the credits first, then the movie plays, but in the game?
I see. They feel like they need to put the credits at the beginning. Yeah, it's like saying, hey, you know what, you're not gonna beat this game, but here's the credits anyway. Here's the jackasses who made this game. Yeah! Motherfuckers!
So our storyline is this. Apparently Stimpy was working on an invention, and the invention is called the Gamatron 5000 Moneymaker, which apparently if you start playing the game, it gives you money. Heck, if the invention was real, then the AVGN would not complain at all playing shitty games. So the first thing I noticed is the shitty graphics. It looks like it's done in Microsoft Paint. Plus, I started playing as Stimpy, which is already a disappointment. The music is horrible and it repeats itself over and over again. Do you recognize this music? It's the ending theme of Ren and Stimpy, which sucks even more. On this level, the goal is to make Ren go through the door, which is on the other side, but Ren's a bitch and he does not want to follow you. Instead, you use these springs to send Ren over to the other side by pressing on the select button and choosing the spring. Now we play the waiting game. Get your ass over there! When that's over, you teleport to a side-scrolling shooter where you are on a spaceship shooting at the remains of dead fish, balls, roasted chicken, and even rubber ducks in space. Well, if all that was in space, then only God knows what else might be there. Get the fuck out, Ouija! My natural instincts tell me I should just keep shooting, but guess what? You can shoot the money too, but you need it, I suppose. So let me ask you this. If rubber ducks, roasted chicken, and baseballs can kill you, then why the hell would you put money bags? It confuses me to think that everything there is dangerous. On top of that, it can be destroyed. That's bullshit, you know. I actually thought I have to shoot the money bags. After collecting a certain amount of money bags, I have made it to the other side with Ren. Now comes the next stage, and this is where the real frustration begins. You start playing as Ren, which is good, and his attack is just a simple slap. Wow, who would have thought the guy who can supersize his fist big enough to squish Stimpy can be this lame? On top of that, Ren is weaker too! Take a look when I'm fighting this dead bull's head. Now take a look at Stimpy. So it's a one-hit kill. So it's pretty clear Stimpy is stronger. But why? Stimpy is usually the wimp, and he's weak. And Ren is supposed to be strong, and he's like a miniature Hulk. You tell me the best you can do for Ren is give him the ability to slap people? So here's my advice. Use Ren as little as possible and use Stimpy a lot because his weapon is a baseball. Not only long range, but also quite strong. I can relate this game from a AVGN episode about Wayne's World on the NES. For Garth, he uses a laser, but Wayne, he uses a very awkward kick. The only difference for at least this part of the game, you can switch out by touch it wanting posters. It's good because when your character is weak, you can go change and get a full health character. so use that to your advantage. In the end of this game, you fight 2 bosses, both easily beatable, as long as you're Stimpy, of course. And money comes out of the sky when you beat them both. Then you move on to the 3rd stage, which is terrible. By the way, when you die, this is what you get. Yeah, just kick Ren out of the screen, why don't ya? Fucking noobs. 1st stage is not all bad, but still incredibly crappy. First, when I saw this cherry-looking type weapon, I thought, what the hell is that? But guess what? It's a crossbow, which is a major improvement, but the ammo is limited. At this one point, I have no idea where the hell am I supposed to go. I assume that in this game, you keep moving right, but there's a lake at the end, so guess what? I have to go up, but it's a bitch getting up. These women are throwing stuff like crazy. What? They're cleaning out their house or something? It's kinda hard for me to make high jumps because I'm using the emulator. But somehow I feel like I need a fucking clue where the fuck am I supposed to go. You know what? I can't take this shit any longer. It's like being trapped in a mind-boggling maze. Not even money can convince me to continue playing. Fuck this shit! When you get a game over, the game mocks you, and Ren spoils you. The game mocks you. Haha! You lost. What the fuck? Okay, now that pisses me off. What sort of game mocks you?
This game is horrible! I mean, the fact that this game is so horrendous, so fucking horrendous, I just can't take it anymore. I do not have the patience to go any further! But I have to tell you, if you think the NES version is bad, just wait until you see the Super NES. That's right! There's another one! On the Super NES! Might as well show you.
This is Ren and Stimpy, Firehorse Dogs on the Super NES. Your goal is to collect all these items within the time limit, but there's barely any time to collect them all, and you can't fuck things up. When you get towards the item, you have to pick it up by, I believe, the Y button, but that only wastes more time. Why not just go over it and pick it up when you step on it? What reasons can you think of not wanting to pick up the item? Plus, there's the fireman who kills you if you're not in disguise as a firehound. But everybody knows as long as you have white fur with black dots, you're a Dalmatian, right? This thing reminds me of Superman 64 when the timer is short as fuck, and you can't fuck around. You have to do this perfectly. No flaws! But I can tell this game is not even going to give you a chance to pass the first level. This game is not only annoying, but it's also impossible. I have enough with this game. It's just terrible. And by God, what were they thinking?
I made a special rule for myself. Never buy games based off movies, shows, or cartoons. Because if you're a good fan of AVGN, then you've pretty much seen the pattern. So, about Ren and Stimpy, they fit in the category of shit! Overall, though, the show itself is pretty funny. So, what other game should I review? Please, leave a comment below. Okay? I'm PoopingForPoopers, where my voice is music to your ears.